All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for some real people just like you and just like me. All right, before I get going on this video, which is going to be an interesting video, maybe, State Cows, High and Dry, West Coast music, really amazing. If you enjoy Steely Dan, Toto, that kind of thing, I think you'll really dig the State Cows. So check them out. Self-produced album and really decent production value, as are most artists who are doing the West Coast thing. These guys have been around for a while, and they deserve some love. This CD was kind of hard to get, but I had it shipped, I believe, from like Japan. So there you have it. State Cows and their album High and Dry. All right. So I am going to report a little bit on something that I might know about the band Journey. Now, as you know, I talk a lot about Journey, and people talk a lot about me talking about Journey, which, of course, for me is kind of weird, but I get it. So I was sent some information, and the only way to verify this information is for those of you who know how to access court documents to go and look into this information, which I believe can be found in a California court somewhere online. But you would have to go look up and see if complaints were filed. And I think you're going to have to look up certain names in order to find that information out. Now, what can I tell you about this without getting into too much detail? Number one, this has nothing to do with Steve Perry. Nothing to do with Steve Perry. Of course, Perry is still in the process of trying to stop Neil Sean from having trademarks for merchandise, and I guess that's it, right? For mostly merchandise, but just for acquiring trademarks for certain song titles. And that's ongoing. That hasn't been resolved as of yet. This isn't about Ross Valerie or Steve Smith. So there are only a couple of people left who this might involve. So I'm just going to leave it right there. It's interesting to me that this is happening. I'll give you another clue as to what might be going on. Back in 2017, if you remember some of the stuff happening with regards to this infighting that was going on in the band Journey. And then, supposedly there was this meeting that happened, and Neil Sean was unaware of this, and basically a bunch of board members tried to vote Neil off his own island, the one that he founded originally. I mean, that's, whether you like it, Neil Sean or not, it's Neil Sean's island. It's Neil Sean's business. It's his franchise. That's what this amounts to these days. I know people would like to fondly remember Journey as this great corporate rock band from the 70s and into the 80s and beyond, but people are wrestling for control of the name of Journey and everything that goes with it. And there's a lot at stake. I wonder if people are contacting like experts on what the value of this property, we'll call it a property, like real estate, what this thing will be worth in, say, 50 years or 100 years. Most of us won't be here. There'll be a few of us who are still here in 50 years. Probably not me, unless, Elon's got a plan for me and, I can beam up to the Borg or whatever and then beam back down as a younger, healthier, better looking version of myself. And maybe we can keep doing that cycle. But I would imagine that probably that's not going to happen. So even in the short term, I think this is an issue. Again, if you're a sleuth, if you're somebody that likes to do investigative journalism, There are some court documents that someone sent them to me, and they looked pretty authentic. Now, from my standpoint, I'm worried that someone's trying to play me. I'm worried that based on the stuff you see on Twitter, oh, here's another way we can make this guy look stupid. Again, proving that he doesn't know what he's talking about. What court documents? There are no court documents. So there might not be court documents filed in the state of California. Those might not exist. That might have been just, I don't know, trumped up or made just for me, just so I would take the bait and look at it and go, wow, this looks pretty authentic. Now, one thing I know about the documents, at least the ones that I was looking at, those documents don't have any financial stuff going on. So this isn't about finances. I think this is about something to do with maybe breach of contract, or it could be somebody who wants some kind of remedy for a problem that has reared itself and is out there, and they didn't know that. It kind of like the Perry situation in some degree, where Perry probably didn't realize the trademarks were out there. So I think Perry is trying to just get it to stop. I don't know if he wants to keep the trademarks and just share in the wealth or take all of the money for himself. Whereas this other situation, I think there is something happening behind the scenes that someone else in the band is trying to prevent from happening. And this stuff, again, was done without their knowledge. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to keep babbling. I've given everybody enough. I would say for those of you who want to get involved with this for whatever reason, maybe this is too hot to handle for a lot of people because they fear some kind of retribution might happen. And that's why I'm not giving out any details, because, again, I could be the victim of another trolling incident or somebody who's trying to make me look stupid. So I decided just to be really kind of under the radar with this, let people know that something might be happening that's pretty big. And if it does happen, like tomorrow, they say, look who filed what in a California court, then you could say, huh, then that guy did have some information. That would be me, rather than always, hitting my credibility, because on occasion I might not be 100% right, or I might not have details memorized. How many concerts did Narada Michael Walden perform? I don't know. How's that? That's my answer. But I'm supposed to know every detail about everything. So anyway, this isn't about Narada, by the way. It has nothing to do with him. So yeah, check for yourself. Go digging, go looking. If you're a patron on Patreon and you enjoy doing some, detective work, then you can find me over there. If you're not a member of Patreon, you can sign up for $1 a month, and it helps the channel. Quite honestly, I've never seen revenue decline like it has on this channel. It's been like a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years of better success on this channel that I've had over the last, I would say, 40 days or so. Things have really gone downhill. So if you can help the channel out, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so, and hit the bell if you want notifications on new videos. One more time for the State Cows. This is just to plug and promote this great album. I get no money, folks. I get $0 for showing you some of the music that I decide to share. It's kind of weird because oftentimes people think I'm getting paid. These record labels and these independent artists, they don't have money. They don't have money to pay anybody. Thus, they put the album out, and then they hope that people will actually go and listen to it and maybe even download it. So that's the video. Journey in turmoil again, possibly. And it could be a big deal. Or this could be all a hoax, and then I will look stupid, but I don't look too stupid right now because, who knows? It's going to be up to someone else to really figure this out. So I'll see you soon.